Today I'm going to show an example of using Python to create a software-defined radio. And so the first thing we need to do is go pick up the code, and that's out here at GitHub right plane RF space. And we go down the list here, and we have so RX AM is the AM receiver and RX FM is the FM receiver. And so we'll pick up the AM receiver, download it. Okay. Safari, and move the download receiver into this file. And if we take a look at the source code, basically here, starting up the top, it uses the SOAPy SDR because that gives you the access to the most different SDRs of any program available. And you can see here it lists some information. It inquires to the device and lists some information about the device. And it turns out you have to do some of that or the devices just don't work. If you just set the sample rate and the frequency and go from there, it doesn't work. And so there's something funny in the library where you got to get things initiated, and printing these things out initiates it. And here's the one thing that you need for the RTLStick is this direct sample lets you go down to the AM frequencies. And so if we look here, so here's the receiving routine, and the receiving routine will actually receive partial records. Most of the receive routines, in fact, I didn't find any receive routines that would actually receive partial records. They don't seem to realize that many of the different devices only send back partial records. And so you have to loop on it, picking up the partial records. And we get down here and we've got it in an audio callback loop. So this is creating an audio callback loop. And so it calls the receive every time it comes through here, and the timing has been adjusted such that the timing is correct for the audio feed. And so if we go over here and run it, 29. So there you can hear it's picking up the audio station. It's set to 1 megahertz, but it's picking up the audio station at 0.76 megahertz. And if we start the IQSDRX program, it's written out a file of the data. So this was written by the Python program. And without writing out these programs, I never could have figured out what was going on. And so we'll open this up, and you got to go down here and set it to AM. And so that's, and you can look at the FFT of it, and you can look at the oscilloscope of it. And looking at these images helped me debug what was actually going on. And so the IQSDR turned out to be invaluable in decoding these things. But anyway, here I showed you an example of the AM receiver. The FM receiver's code is almost identical except for the frequencies and the this one statement here. Rather than ABS, you do an unwrap, and the declaration, you have to declinate one step less. And so this is actually a program that really works, unlike the dozens of programs I found out there. And it's a good place to start. And this one, the other one, was a good place to start if you're interested in an FM receiver.